What's up, guys? Mickle here, and I am more convinced than ever before that we are going to see Gary Gensler resign from the SEC before the Ripple SEC case concludes. Now, guys, this is something I have been saying for a while now, but we just found out something absolutely explosive that could completely destroy Gary Gensler's credibility. Guys, in this video, I want to show you some insane connections between Gary Gensler and FTX, and guys, this isn't something that's going to fly under the radar. Regulators are already asking questions, they're already calling for investigations, and guys, I think by the time this video is over, you guys are going to have a very good idea why I don't think there is any chance Gary Gensler is going to be at the SEC much longer. Guys, we also have some new Ripple SEC news to talk about towards the end of the video, as well as another massive market event that could send us a leg lower. Guys, make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see that. You are not going to want to miss it. Like always, guys, your support means so much to this channel. If you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below and turn on bell notifications. These three simple things are going to go such a long way in helping this channel grow, and it really does mean so much to me. If you guys are ever looking for a good place to buy some XRP, make sure to check out the link for Uphold down in the description below. Uphold is my favorite exchange and a great place to buy and sell XRP. With that said though, guys, let's jump right into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. Real quick, guys, you do not want to miss out on the insane promotion Moomoo's running right now. If you sign up with Moomoo right now using the link in the description of this video, you could win up to 15 free stocks, and your chance of winning a share of Tesla is actually doubled right now. You will also get $10 put directly into your account by Moomoo. And guys, Moomoo has some great features. They have advanced charting tools, a great way to visualize companies' financials, and even real-time level 2 market data. So guys, do not miss out on this promotion. Go get your free stocks, go get your $10, and sign up with Moomoo now using the link in the description of this video. So guys, we have some absolutely crazy things to go over in this video, but it all starts with Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. I'm sure you guys have heard by now that FTX just went belly up. They are completely bankrupt. But in this video, I want to tell you guys why that happened. Who was Sam Bankman-Fried working with behind the scenes to allow him to get so much power? I think you might know the answer to that based on the intro. But I also want to go through the downstream effects. Who else is going to go under because of this? Guys, this situation is absolutely crazy, and you are not going to believe how close certain regulators in the US really were to FTX. So for those of you who don't know, the reason FTX really did go belly up was because Sam Bankman-Fried was essentially working behind the scenes with different regulators to try to craft regulations that would allow his exchange to prosper in the United States. He essentially made backroom deals with different regulators in the US where these different regulators wouldn't go after him if he was allowed to do certain things that other players in the industry weren't allowed to do. Well, certain people got a hold of this information, mainly CZ Binance, and he took this as an opportunity to essentially destroy FTX. Essentially, CZ held a whole bunch of the FTX native token FTT, and he sold it all on the market, essentially tanking the price, and that destroyed all of FTX's collateral for all the crazy loans they had out there, and that essentially caused the exchange to go belly up. Now, it's a lot more complicated than that, but it would probably be like a 3-hour video if I went into detail, so that's all you need to know. And Sam Bankman-Fried was saying some really sketchy stuff in interviews. I'm not going to play this because I have a bunch of other clips to play, but essentially what you need to know is Sam Bankman-Fried was working behind the scenes to try to craft regulations that would make a lot of different crypto services in the market right now completely illegal. Obviously, this got a ton of pushback, and that's why CZ came out and bankrupted the exchange. Pretty wild, but just to show you guys why FTX was in a position where that could even happen, because I know some of you are thinking, well, even if CZ sold a whole bunch of FTT on the market and destroyed FTX's collateral, they probably shouldn't have went out of business in 24 hours. Well, guys, wait until you hear this. This is actually the CEO of FTX right here. It's not Sam Bankman-Fried, it's this girl. And guys, you are not going to believe how incompetent this girl sounds. Listen up to this. This is absolutely shocking, and this is going to give you guys a good idea why FTX was in such a bad position in terms of their reserves.
Yeah, absolutely could pull it off without my math degree. Use very little math. Use a lot of like elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important. We tend not to have things like stop losses. I think those aren't necessarily a great risk management tool. I'm trying to think of a good example of a trade where I've lost a ton of money. Well, I don't know. I probably don't want to go into specifics too much with that.
So guys, really makes you happy that Brad Garlinghouse is the CEO of Ripple. There's some very sketchy CEOs in the cryptocurrency industry, and we'll just call her one. Either way, FTX was in a really bad position in terms of where their money was being spent, and then you had Sam Bankman-Fried going behind the scenes trying to put certain crypto businesses out of business, so pretty much CZ fired back and just bankrupted FTX because of their sketchy behavior. So with all that said, you're probably wondering, where were the regulators? Where was Gary Gensler? Gary Gensler is talking about how all these exchanges are offering illegal securities, so it was pretty shocking when people found out that FTX was actually meeting with Gary Gensler a lot. And it was even more shocking when people realized that FTX actually received a no action letter from the SEC, which is shown right here, essentially saying that the SEC is not going to go after FTX because of their behavior, because essentially the SEC looked it over and it was all good. Well, guys, get a load of this. Sam Bankman-Fried's mom is actually heavily involved in the D party in the United States, and Sam Bankman-Fried was giving out a lot of money to the Ds, over $50 million for midterms. So essentially, it looks like Gary Gensler was pretty happy with all the money Sam was donating to his party, and because of that, Gary Gensler gave him a free pass. It's absolutely corrupt, it's disgusting, but the worst part is, Gary gave FTX different rules than the rest of the market. Gary Gensler knew what FTX was doing, and he okayed it. He okayed this girl as their CEO that I just showed you and didn't say anything about it, and he knew what was going on. He let it happen. He didn't care. And guys, it gets even worse. When I show you this video, you're going to be absolutely shocked. What this shows, and this was made by Digital Asset Investor, he is doing an absolutely awesome job. What this shows is this is not Gary Gensler's first rodeo. He actually did this exact same thing at the CFTC. Listen up closely to this. This is one of the craziest videos I've ever seen. So guys, there's no volume in the beginning of this video. It's just showing a couple tweets, so I'll quickly read through them. First, Tom Emmer came out the other day and said that he has been getting a lot of reports that Gary Gensler was very involved with FTX. And then just recently, we saw a lot of different people in the crypto industry coming out and saying the same thing, like Ryan Selkis, who is very connected. And the rest of the video will really just explain itself, but this
Gary,
shows
you said people should come in, if you will. Sam Bankman-Fried, it appears from your calendar, on March 29th, 2022, at 4 p.m., came in and actually met with you, along with Brad Katsuyama of IEX, someone who has draped himself in the flag, if you will, of an honorable exchange. Do you feel like you were hoodwinked?
I think we've been clear.
Even if you're not talking a Ponzi scheme, even if you're not talking Bernie Madoff, just the commingling of funds gets you back to like an MF Global situation or something. I mean,
the bigger the boat, the smoother the
MF Global, she said. Well, this guy is going to tell you all about MF Global, and guys, it is unbelievable. MF Global was a company who was doing the same thing as Sam Bankman-Fried was doing. They were intermingling customer funds and using those funds to lend out to different industries. It's exactly what Sam Bankman-Fried did. Listen up to this. This is MF Global he's talking about, but it comes back to Gary Gensler. Listen up.
the voyage. And to afford a nice big yacht, something like this, you have to chart the right career course. And that's why a real Wall Street career has to include multiple trips in and out of the private and public sector. Start off at an investment bank, then hop over to Treasury, then back to an investment bank, then to a regulatory agency, and then back to an investment bank. That is the bunny hop to the big bonus. Let's just break this down. Everybody knows that in the case of MF Global, customers had their accounts stolen from them. Maybe as much as $1.6 billion in customer accounts ended up with the players in the investment community. And the watchdog who should have been barking, Gary Gensler, the head of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, was silent. So, who is this Gary Gensler? Who's this man supposed to be protecting customer accounts from being stolen by John Corzine at MF Global? He's an old school professional bunny hopper. Started in investment banking, hopped to Treasury where he helped push through the law that prohibited anyone from ever regulating derivatives. Mission accomplished. Move him back to Wall Street and add a zero to his bonus for that one. And then President Obama came along and it was time for Gary to go back to government, and that's how he ended up as head of the CFTC. And really, he's the right guy at the right time at the right place for John Corzine and MF Global. Because he didn't just know John Corzine, he worked for John Corzine at Goldman Sachs. So Gensler had no problem approving all the things MF Global did along the voyage. But when those bets went sour and the customers woke up to find out their money was gone, Gary Gensler, the the skipper of the regulatory regime, suddenly remembered that there was a conflict of interest for him to be involved in the matter because of his ties to John Corzine. So he tripped and fell into a lifeboat. Attaboy, Gary. Abandon ship. Forget the women and children and row yourself away from the wreckage. Some big investment tanker will be by to pick you up soon anyway.
Guys, tell me that doesn't sound all too familiar. This same exact thing we are watching with FTX right now happened a couple years ago with MF Global, and Gary Gensler was at the center of it. Guys, we are watching the same thing happen right now with FTX. Gary Gensler tried to give FTX a pass through the SEC's door to dominate the cryptocurrency industry. But guys, Gary Gensler didn't foresee Sam Bankman-Fried blowing up FTX and it all coming back to him. This is the same exact thing that happened with Gary Gensler when he was at the CFTC with MF Global. Gary Gensler ran away from the CFTC the second this happened. I bet you he's going to do the same exact thing with the SEC. This is absolutely shocking. He is going to go in front of Congress because of this. If he doesn't step down first, things look very bad for Gary Gensler. And guys, just to show you real quick, because we are running short on time, there was a ton of other cryptocurrency companies invested in FTX. There's a whole bunch that could go belly under. I highly suggest you go to my Twitter and check out some of these companies. Take a look at where you should be careful in the cryptocurrency market right now. Now, not all of these are going to go under. It's just something you need to be careful of. You need to be paying attention to this. And every single one of these is going to have downstream effects as well. Guys, I'm predicting before this is said and done, I do think Tether is going to have issues as well. Let's see what happens. People have been calling for this forever. But guys, it does really feel like there is a cleansing in the market right now. All the bad actors are being put out of business. Guys, I hope Tether gets put out of business, but honestly, I would rather see Gary Gensler get put out of business first. I want to see Gary Gensler dragged in front of Congress and put in a prison cell for all the things he has done, because guys, what we see here is Gary Gensler has been making backroom deals to the exchanges he wants to succeed, giving them a free pass, and guys, he didn't even do the work to make sure they are regulatory compliant. Whoever gives him money gets the okay from him, and they are free to dominate crypto. It's disgusting. He needs to pay for this. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried to keep it simple. I just wanted to give you guys the simple facts of what's going on so you guys have a better idea of how this whole thing happened, how FTX blew up right in front of the SEC's face, but most importantly, how it might be the demise to Gary Gensler. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does mean so much. And for now, Mickle out.